Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 38 of LostinTranslationmon. I'm May.
And I'm Jay.
This week we watched Odaiba Memorial.
Or Ghost of a Chance.
And Follow the Kaiser's Base.
Or Run, Yoli, run!
So the first episode that we're watching this week is called Ghost of a Chance or Odaiba Memorial. What do you think will happen in this episode?
Odaiba Memorial. So, Ghost of a Chance seems to be a reference... We've already had Pokemon around, which is weird, because this is kind of... They like their weird pun names in this season.
Mm-hmm.
So you really think they'd be back. I guess it's something at a memorial. Maybe Phantomon's back. And he will talk like this.
Phantomon's the best.
But so it's called Ghost of a Chance and Odaiba Memorial. It's so weird, because that seems to imply to me that Digimon end up in the real world again in Odaiba, but probably not.
Well, Digimon are already in the real world.
Maybe they introduce like a memorial for the Vandemon invasion. That'd be cool. Like, at least a real-world reference to a thing that happened. And again, everyone saw these 8 children gather around him and put him in a rainbow cage. And you're like, well, what happened to them?
So, which character do you think will be the main character of this episode?
I feel like Kari will be. I have no reason to back that up, except that, like, assuming it's a memorial to that stuff, and you have to focus on the new kids, the old kids weren't there. And I'd actually really like to see... like TK and Kari explaining all the Vandemon stuff to them, because they did see it by and large. Most of them are aware of it, or they're personally in what's meant to call it in Daisuke's case.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be really interesting to say, hey, we were here, we solved this problem, this is how we did it. And sort of I want to see them talking about their old experiences, because it doesn't make any sense at this stage why they've just been silent on it. They're like, yeah, we worked with this other stuff. Not going to talk about that. It's not like we saved the universe or anything.
So do you think it'll be a decent explanation of why people haven't seen Digimon? Or
I don't think they can possibly explain that well.
Right.
Unless the Men in Black walked around and flashed everyone in the face. There's no explanation that's, I think, reasonable to say, hey, everyone in Japan saw these things personally, many of them were attacked directly, and now no one knows what they are.
The Digimen in Black?
Exactly.
So, besides Phantomon, do you think any other characters will return?
No. I mean, I can't. Not that I can guess.
Do you think there'll be any references to characters that were in the big fight? Like Digimon that they saw, like, besides Phantomon, Pumpmon, Gotsumon, or those kind of Digimon?
Because those were big ones.
And it was a good episode. That were the first ones I thought of.
There might be. It's hard for me to say. There might be a memorial for that plane they got crashed down.
That's Yuri.
Yeah, he's the memorial.
Yeah. Yuri is the memorial. Well, no one died, probably.
I feel like he would have mentioned by now.
So, filler or plot?
It sounds plot-like, but I feel like it's the kind of plot episode which still won't actually advance anything.
Right. So, like all the plot episodes we've had.
Odaiba Memorial and Ghost...
Ghost of a Chance.
Right. Yeah, that's really unhelpful.
So, do you think it'll be a good episode? What do you think you'll rate it?
Look, I really hope it's good.
You say that for every episode, though. You hope all episodes are good.
I do, but no, a lot of them are... I don't know about this season, but I know a lot of times I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to suck. And I feel like this one's got a good chance of...
So it doesn't have a ghost of a chance of being good?
Let's go with 7. 7's safe.
Yeah, 7's pretty safe.
I don't think it's going to be better than that.
Anything else you want to say about that episode?
No.
So the second episode is called Run, Yoli, Run, or Follow the Kaiser's Base. What do you think will happen?
I'm guessing that it's probably about Yoli in some description. I don't it's just a hunch, right? I don't.
Well, that's the English title.
I mean, it could be about Miyako as well, but who could possibly tell, right? There's no way. Let's see. So it implies that the Digimon Kaiser's base is not stationary. I don't think we've actually seen what it looks like. So it might be like a floating castle, or it might be it could be in a giant Digimon. Because if inside Waymon you could have stored stuff, so there's no reason it couldn't necessarily be like a giant Airdramon or something. That'd be cool. It'd probably just be a floating castle though. He can program weird enough stuff into the digital world that you could really justify anything. In a digital setting, you can just have cool stuff all the time. I don't know why he hasn't got guns. I feel like guns would solve a lot of problems on his end, actually.
It's also a kid's show, and how would they censor that in English version, though? That'd be really hard to censor.
Yeah, but then I have to think about that.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You just have to pistol whip Daisuke all the time.
So what do you think Yoli's running from?
I don't think she's running from anything. I think she's chasing the...
Oh, you think it's basically a reference to the Japanese version of what she's doing?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, she probably should be running away. That would probably be advisable, all things considered. But if they probably, like, discover what it is that he's hiding in, they go, oh, well, we have to go get him at his home base, but it's moving. Which is why he can spread the Dark Towers and stuff so fast.
Right. Do you think there are any Digimon that'll be in this episode? Besides
there will
the
be
main
at least
characters?
one.
I mean, besides, like, the main character Digimon, do you think there'll be any, like, Monster of the Week Digimon?
I think there'll be at least one.
Any guesses of what it could be? Like, do you think it's a returning one, or...?
It's probably either Monochromon or Aedramon.
Well, Aedramon's been in every episode, basically.
Yeah, so it's a safe guess. I'm always right.
Alright. Do you think it'll be a good episode?
You know, I'm going to say something I don't say out very often, but I hope so. But I'm going to say like a 6. I feel like it's going to be really... maybe like a 5. I feel like I'm going to get really bored, honestly.
Okay, so I'm going to say 5 out of 10?
Yeah.
Or 5.5 out of 10?
5's fine.
Okay.
If I'm bored, I'll stick with it. Or it'll go lower. That's what happens.
Okay, well, hopefully it's better than a 5, because 5s are the pretty bad episodes that you've rated. Anything else you want to say about that episode?
No, I do not. I think I have milked those names as far as I can go.
Well, hopefully they are so much better than you think. And hopefully you think both are 10 out of 10.
No, let's go for 1s. Finally, we get to the 1 out of 10s.
Oh no, never. So for Digi News this week, we have Digimon Heroes now has a worldwide release, so everyone else can play. I don't think people who have the worldwide release can add people who have the Digimon Heroes that was released in Romania and Australia, because...
So what? It was their first countries, their tier 1 countries were Romania and Australia.
And New Zealand, yep.
Okay, so 2 third world countries and Australia.
Yeah. So, yeah, because we got it in June, remember?
No.
June or July?
Oh, that's when the plague began.
Yeah, that's when I started playing this game non-stop. Yeah, it's basically freemium garbage, but it's really addictive freemium garbage. I haven't spent any money on it, though. Too much. No, never. I'm not going to spend money on it.
The only reason you're not going to is because you studied this in school.
Yes. Because I studied this at university. I paid money to learn about how to get money by making freemium.
Yeah, rip off school.
But the point is, if you grind a lot, you don't need to pay money. And if you level up your Digimon and if you play in all the events, you'll get really powerful Digimon, and then you don't need to pay money. So if you play as much as I do, like a crazy person, sometimes during work, and get told off for being on your phone for the whole day.
You heard it here, folks. This game is only good if it damages your life.
Yeah, it's just so good. And I almost thought I had to stop playing it because, like, when I got my iPhone 6, like, the save didn't transfer, but I contacted support and they were able to give me my old save back, and I was like, okay, I can
Are you
continue
telling me
playing
that would have
this.
actually stopped you?
Yeah, no, because I didn't want to start from the start.
You would have.
No, I did not.
It has Digimon in it.
No,
Your
but
tolerance for things with Digimon in them
I
is
know, no, but
legendary.
okay, I'm
You
fine.
bought tons of can badges.
I really like cran badges. I'm fine with grinding once. If I have to grind like the same thing ever again, I can't do it. But yeah, so that had a worldwide release. I really like it, and if you want to give it a shot, the file size isn't that big.
If you want to give it a shot, my recommendation is don't.
Yeah, well, you played it for 5 minutes.
It sucked. You match colours.
Yeah, basically you match coloured cards, and if you have to match 3, and then there's another 3, it automatically matches, and it makes chains, and it makes your Digimon stronger.
If that makes you think of Digimon, then everything makes you think of Digimon.
Gundramon's in it, Airdramon's in it.
Pictures of them are in it.
Yeah, it's good. And you can evolve them to make them stronger. It's good. I really like it. It's good. 10 out of 10 game.
It's not. That is distinctly untrue.
And we have some podcast-related news. While we don't have any YouTube content up at the moment, we have filmed 2 things, which have been available to $10 plus per month Patreon supporters. So the content for them is we played the board game with some friends, and that was an hour and a half of Jay's life he'll never get back. Probably about more like 2 hours, like, altogether.
I don't want it back. I want to forget it, honestly. That would be preferable.
Yeah. So we grabbed a bunch of friends. We grabbed
We scraped the bottom of the barrel and got all of our friends.
Yeah, so we were able to get 7 people because there are 7 different. You can have like 7 different characters, right?
There are 7 different player pieces.
Yep.
There are 7 different little, like, I guess, point trackers.
Yeah.
Everything seems to indicate that the game is for 7 players, which would make a lot of sense, what with it being the Digimon board game.
Yep.
And it's 7 Digidestined trying to save Kari.
From the Dark Masters. Do you remember in Digimon when you had to rescue Kari from the Dark Masters? But yeah, continue.
And then it turned out the game was for 2 to 6 players.
Yep, it says 2 to 6 on the box, and we're like, okay, that's just a typo. It's clearly meant for 7 players. There are, 7 sets of pieces for, like, the Digimon for the 7 different characters you can play as, and there are 7 different, like, score sheets. It's for 7 people. Turns out if you do play with 7 people, one person will just not get anything. Like, because you need to collect crests.
There aren't enough resources for everyone.
Yeah. But, so if you want to watch us find that out, I will be editing it eventually.
Are we putting that up on YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be on...
the edited one?
Yeah, it will be done in YouTube. I think
I'm going to
put in... I'm going to put that up at the end of the second bit, which we'll get to in the second.
We have a very exciting trailer cut out from actual footage.
But what I was saying was, I think I'm going to be putting it out in parts, because it took me 2.5 days to upload the unedited raw version to send to our patrons. Australia. We're from Australia, guys.
It turns out.
Download speed's okay. Upload speeds are just terrible.
How big was the file?
5 gigs.
Jeez, alright, that's fun.
Yeah, but it should not have taken...
You should have done that at my house. Your internet allowance is not good.
Yeah, but it's only 5 gigs.
That's a 1/12 of your allowance?
I don't know, but it's the end of the month anyway.
Oh, okay.
But point being is that we're going to be probably uploading that in parts. The other piece of content, which will probably be coming out sooner, is our first toy comparison video, and it's of the D Terminal.
She says our. I wasn't there. I'm happy to have not been there.
It's our as in the podcast.
I'll take credit for anything.
Yeah. But, so that's also been sent out to our patrons. That was a 2 gigabyte file. I think it was like 3 gigabytes, and that also took a day, like 24 hours.
It was 1.21 gigawatts of files.
But, so that'll come out, and it'll have the trailer for the board game that we played at the end of it, presumably, if I remember. Hopefully I will. But yeah, so when I said that there'll be when I said that there'll be content on our YouTube channel last week, I lied. I also, but we recorded content, which I think... I either said we will record content or we'll provide content, but we did sort of provide, but just to the Patreon
Look, we're
subscribers.
infallible, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, we work, basically. JJ basically works full-time, and I work full-time on weekdays, so yeah, it is hard. But I will I'll endeavour to have at least one thing on our YouTube channel by episode 39. So, yeah, hopefully that's a thing.
As I said before, if it's not the most watched video on YouTube, but within 2 days of uploading, I will be sorely disappointed.
We'll just play Minecraft. It's okay. That's my plan. we get to the next milestone. I just play Minecraft.
All right,
that's how
sweet.
to get. All you have to do is scream at Minecraft for about 30 minutes a week, and just watch the subscribers come in.
Oh, obviously, it's probably a pretty smart way to go.
Yeah, just scream.
Isn't there a Digimon thing in Minecraft, or is it just the Pokemon one?
No, I told you that's the one we'll probably be playing, Digimob.
All right, cool.
And it's like that. It's like a mod. It's really good. I've seen videos of it. I've wanted to try it for a while.
I just realized I'm gonna have to do that.
You just suggested it.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to do it. Now I have to.
I'll just do it by myself then. But you get to raise Digimon, different types of Digimon. And I've been really wanting to play it for a while.
I think when you said that, I got food poisoning.
But yeah, if we get to that milestone, I will like to play that. First of all, on with the will, we have Chuckmon, who says that they agree with me completely about how I feel about Mako. It's great that everyone's being so nice to her so far, but something's coming. I can feel it. I too believe Makumon is infected. For me, it's those creepy eyes that make me feel that way. I'm interested in May's theories about Meiku and Meikumon being somehow connected given the similarity of their names. We shall see.
To be fair, her eyes are weird because she has glasses.
We're talking about Meikumon, the Digimon. The Digimon don't have glasses.
It said, you're in agreement regarding Mako. I don't trust her because of her eyes.
No, I too believe Meikumon is infected. For me, it's those creepy eyes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but we have a few messages to do with this, so I guess I'll cover it more when we get to the other ones. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's, like, a lot of people seem to have forgotten the bit in the trailer where she's all, like, just glaring at them. Like, that's not something a good person does. They don't
I'm
glare
glaring
at
at you
the
right
good guys.
now.
Yeah, but you're not a good person.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Chuckmon continues to say, with these two most recent episodes, I agree with May. The Chibimon Daisuke taking a bath scene was adorable. I love the scenes where the kids are just hanging out with their Digimon at home. Remember Upamon playing with Iori's kendo equipment? Adorable! That was adorable. The filler continues, but I have to say, Submarimon is my favourite armour evolution of all the characters.
Why?
With Ligermon being a very close second. So I'm glad the evolution has come. Can you imagine being able to ride underwater in your Digimon? I think that's cool.
I mean, it's definitely a plus, but it's no ninja.
You think Shurimon's the best design?
I didn't say that. I said he's a ninja.
Yeah.
And he's also a helicopter?
I
Helicopters are better than submarines.
I like Ligermon and Flagramon. I guess Shurimon's okay. I prefer Submarimon to Digmon, though. I don't know, Submarimon has those big, dumb orange, yellow feet from Armadillomon, and I like it. It makes me happy. Chuckmon continues to say the part with Bolero at the end was fantastic, and Submarimon and Iori marvelling at the vastness of the ocean was great. It highlights Iori's curiosity, and I also like that. I mean, I know the dub turned it into a moment of, see, the ocean isn't bad, be brave! But, like, I'd prefer it was sort of like, just the silence of, them exploring the ocean with Bolero.
The silence of the terror of the depths in which Cthulhu resides.
No, that's a different place. That's not even the digital world.
I mean, kind of.
My only suggestions with Iori's abnormal characteristics are, 1. When Iori was running onto the rig with Armadimon, I'm always really bad at saying Armadimon instead of
Armadillo.
Yeah, but Aramadimon is the Japanese version.
Armadillo.
Armadillo.
Yeah!
I felt maybe it was the childhood excitement that you just don't typically see in the reserved Iori. I felt like Iori was excited for Armadillomon to be getting a new evolution. It was
Submadrillo.
It was definitely out of character for Iori, but he's still a child after all. And I feel like his excitement got the better of him in this scene. I actually kind of liked it. It humanized Iori a bit more, and he seems more excited for Aramadimon than himself, really, getting a new power. Iori being afraid of the water in the dub, my only thought is they tried to make him more relatable to American kids. But yeah, his issues in the sub were more compelling. And I guess that makes sense because maybe, like, kids in the West, maybe they don't take you to lying as, like, such a big thing, and, being, like, worried that it's your fault that something happened. Maybe, like, being scared of the deep is more relatable. So I can see that.
What you're saying is that Americans have no honor.
I mean, not in the same way that there's the Japanese, like, honor that, the samurai.
But the
samurais have.
Samurai. They so can't relate that instead they're afraid of the ocean.
I guess because, like, it's a common fear, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not scared of the ocean. I'm scared of spiders. I'm scared of important things. I'm kidding. Because spiders, I live in Australia, and I'm scared of spiders. It's like, how do I even cope?
Badly.
Yeah, basically.
You scream and then I kill them.
Yeah, like, summer comes around and there are, 20 huntsmans, like, that you see a day, and it's like, those are really big.
They're not even the scary ones, though.
I know. It's the redbacks that are worrying. They're the tiny ones.
It's concerning that the ones you can see are the ones you shouldn't be afraid of.
Yeah, so basically, huntsmans are apparently big babies. They just don't do anything. They'll only bite you if you stab them. I just don't like any spiders, though. They just creep me the crap out. Huntsmans are ugly buggers.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, redbacks are these dudes that'll just, like, knock you out for a month. May, your suggestion that time zone differences provide a reason why we never see Digidestined from other parts of the world in the digital world are the same as hilarious. Jay should be giving you points for creativity on some of these rationales.
I mean, maybe, sure.
I still think that makes sense.
It doesn't.
I honestly think it explains a bit.
Okay, so when the kids go there in the morning, they should at least meet some people who it's afternoon for them.
Or they talk, oh yeah, I just got home from school, or hey, I just woke up, I just had like an omelette for breakfast or something, I don't know.
What I mean is, like, it's not a perfect overlap. It's not when Japan goes in, everyone else is 12 hours behind, right? There are some places that are only a few hours ahead or
like
behind.
us.
Yeah.
Because we're like 2 hours ahead of Japan, I think.
Maybe.
I think it changes with daylight savings.
So, like, there should be some Australian kids who are, who just woke up 2 hours earlier than them.
Oh, speaking of Japan, we're going there in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we pre-recording 1,000,000 episodes? Because we're going for, like, 2 weeks. 3 weeks? 2 weeks.
I'm not sure about that. I was thinking of maybe we do a like a special maybe in Japan, like talk about like Japanese Digimon places we went to, like Odaiba.
That sounds terribly upsetting.
Like, as for like pre-recording a bunch of episodes, I'm not sure if either of us would have the time
I don't think so.
do that. Like, to watch the episodes and also record, and also, you know, be at work and stuff. We'll try to at least do one episode that comes out before we leave. Like, we leave on a Saturday, so that episode will probably come out like a day earlier, like fully edited, and we'll probably record it a bit earlier. And then we'll miss out on 2 episodes, maybe doing a special episode during that time. If Digimon's still on in the theatres, which it might be, because Chapter 3 comes out in summer.
Do they subtitle it in Japan?
No.
Well then...
I'll go over myself then.
Okay.
I won't understand anything, but like, you know, I'll
that
still watch
sounds like a great use of your time.
They subtitle, but if you watch like an English movie in Japan, they have Japanese subtitles and you can watch them in English. Like, Mum and Dad saw E.T.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
But watching Japanese stuff and not being able to understand it seems like...
I'll want to see Digimon just to say I've seen Digimon in the theatres. I think that'd be cool. Hopefully my Japanese is okay by September. I'm working on it. But yeah, so we're going to Japan in September. Excitement. But yeah, so we'll probably be missing out on a few episodes, like two episodes when in September. But hopefully we'll do some special episodes from that time, so it won't be completely devoid of activity. Maybe we'll upload videos to our YouTube things. Maybe a vlog. Maybe we could do a vlog in Japan. I'll rephrase that. Maybe I could do a vlog in Japan.
Maybe
and
I'll be in the background.
Maybe you'll be in the background, like, watching wrestling or something. Because that'll be on TV.
I want to see Japanese wrestling.
No, you want to see their stupid game shows. When I was in Japan, like, they had this guy, like, they had to answer questions or remember, like, a pattern, and if you didn't, like, a little thing would go twang, and they'd launch you into the sky. You'd be on a bungee cord, though.
We should see if we can go to any of the IJPW shows.
Are they expensive?
I don't know. No idea.
But, yeah, so we'll be... I would really like to do a vlog on our YouTube channel. I'm not sure how many people have actually seen my face that are listening, but it's a good thing I don't have a radio voice, and but I do have a radio face. But yeah, so that was so Japan. I'm very excited.
We really meandered on that one. We got a lot more letters.
Yeah. So, onto Tumblr, we don't have any Anonymons this week.
That's impressive.
We just have real people.
We finally got... people are finally confident enough to get their names on the air.
So, the first one is from I know I'm going to mispronounce this. Hey Laurier? Hey Laurie? Hey Laurie. Hey Laurie. Hey Laurie. Hey Laurie? I'm sorry.
Just go.
Okay. Hey, I'm listening to the podcast at the moment. I always thought that light and hope were related to the because of the myth of Pandora. You know, at the end, the only thing left in the box was a little light of hope. I also distrust Mako. You are not alone. And about the International Digidestined, weren't they not involved in the fight to the Digimon Emperor because they don't have the D3? So they can't go to the digital world. But they can still evolve? Nice podcast, by the way. So that kind of makes sense. They can't open. I know that they can go to the digital world if the port was open, but if the digiport's not open, they can't go in. So I forgot that. Yeah.
We know that they do randomly open though, enough that one randomly opened in America. It would be a really stretch to say that that's the only one that ever opened in another country, because we know they open at random all the time.
I think you might have to be waiting for it, because I know Koshiro is on his computer and he says, "Oh, a digiport opened in America. I'll have to tell Mimi."
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that
she was told. Like, I don't think they're not necessarily looking for the digiport to be open.
But there would be enough information. It would be a huge stretch to say that Koshiro is the smartest of all the Digidestined that exist, assuming there are thousands of them.
Yeah.
He could be in the top tier, but, like, there's got to be at least one guy standing by being like, okay, well, I'm going to let my friends... Basically, the group that exists in Japan should be only one group of many.
I think, but there might be... the most original, besides like the original Digidestined that we don't know anything about.
Also, what was the reason they were given the D3s? It was arbitrary, wasn't it?
It was to get to the digital world.
No, but it was arbitrary. It was just shot out of the computer.
Yeah.
What's to say that didn't happen to anyone else?
Oh, good point.
Again, all this stuff was kind of done without explanation, and I take it from your attitude, because you haven't said, wait, they'll explain. I take it that they never do explain it. It is arbitrary.
Yeah.
It is random.
It's because plot.
Which is to say, it is totally reasonable to assume that they randomly and arbitrarily shoot out to other people as well.
That's a good point. But I think it's just implied that's because Ken's Japanese and they wanted Japanese people to defeat the
Who's
Japanese.
they wanted?
They, as in, like, homeostasis and the gods of the digital world.
If they had choices, wouldn't they invite as many Digidestined as possible?
Maybe they only have a limited amount.
Well, why? Isn't it God?
I don't know.
Also,
Anyway.
everything in that world is just code.
Anyway, so they go on to say, and I forgot about the Crazy Bones thing. Do you mean the Tollers? Because I still have those and the stuff to put them aside with the shape of some character's head. I still have mine. I have Sora's head on my desk with lots of coins inside. It's weird. Great, but weird now I think about it. And yes, I mean those. They came in like a container to store them. There was a Digimon head. I've only ever seen them on the internet.
Okay, I never got them. Crazy Bones, I think I had the actual those.
Yeah,
things.
but the Digimon
One or
ones.
two ones that glowed in the dark.
I always wanted that, but my mum and dad wouldn't let me. But now I know there's Digimon ones. I'm probably gonna stay on eBay and just
Make
look for them.
mistakes.
Make mistakes. I'll probably never find any though, because I think they're only released in a few countries. I might get lucky maybe one day. Soramon says, May, I don't trust Mako. I'm listening to episode 37 right now. Just wanted to remind you that the first PV also showed Tekeru slightly sad or angry, and we pretty much got the same scene from the teaser of movie 3, when Patamon says goodbye. So it's not like they just ignored the first PV. It's just stuff that we haven't seen yet. Just backing you on that one. Great job, guys.
Doesn't that imply that that stuff we saw from the PV3 might not happen in the third movie? If you see something in a PV and it doesn't happen in that movie, that means it could get shunted down the line. So everything we saw in the PV for movie 3 maybe doesn't exist in that movie.
I would say, the majority would.
Oh, it should exist, but we've now learned not to trust it.
Maybe. As long as, Rosemon does appear, and that's all I care about.
Okay.
Anyway, Doublade says...
Isn't it a Pokemon?
Yes.
Yes.
Doublade is a Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's the sword, the ghost.
Yeah, Ghost
The ghost
Blade.
sword, yeah. I love Pokemon.
Much more than this.
No. We need to go to the Pokemon Center when we're in Japan and buy lots of Pokemon toys. I'm basically going to bring no clothes. Just to put plushies in instead.
Alright.
I'm also going to look in, op shops and stuff. Because, they don't believe in second hand much.
Oh, that
So
sounds awesome.
Yeah, you can find great things in Japan, in op shops in Japan. I got a really expensive looking kimono for $3. You also know the kimono
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, my parents got that for $10, and it's huge. It's a wedding kimono.
That's not bad.
Because I'm not sure if I mentioned this, and I could be wrong.
It's the
of
spirits
this.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's the Japanese believe that when you have something, your spirit is in it, and when you give if you give it away or sell it, your spirit is still inside that. So it's bad luck to have something that belongs to someone else because their spirit is inside of it. And I could be completely wrong with that, but that's why you can find amazing kimonos and clothes in Japan secondhand, and so I'm going to be on the hunt for Digimon stuff, but I could also be unlucky, but it's worth a shot, right?
Probably.
Yeah. We also have great Japanese stuff around the house that were all secondhand. Anyway, onto Doublade, who says, can the next Patreon milestone be an episode of the podcast as usual, only with May doing an Irish accent?
No.
Well, if people give us money and one of the reward tiers is off topic, so you could just say talk about this topic with an Irish accent.
But a whole episode, not a chance, mate.
Yeah, but it's
Not a chance.
if you give me enough money, I'll do anything. The state of this podcast.
Oh, the podcast is going to sound like this all day.
No, the state of it. The state of it. Go on. Oh, Father Ted, go on. Oh, you must, Father Ted, go on.
Go to the next letter. Doublade, what have you done?
Onto Twitter, Kawaii Resa-chan says Fraser isn't about British people, it's about a psychologist from Seattle moving back home.
Isn't he British, though? Isn't, the main character British and his brother?
They also said that it's not British, it's just British in the style of humour.
Okay, so it's a British show. Okay, here's the thing about Britishness, right? It's like tomatoes. If you put it in food, it doesn't... And even if you take the tomatoes out, it's already ruined it.
Just read the rest of the messages.
We got an email from SP. They said that they think it's the first time that May rates an episode lower than J. And they're surprised because it's not a particular bad episode. We had the Digimon fighting in their rookie form, which doesn't happen that often, since Vmon and the others don't have attacks like Pepper Breath and Foxfire that Agumon and original partner Digimon had. Vmon has V-Headbutt. He uses it against the wall once. And the ninjas were impressive, and we got some world building. Did we get world building?
Like, we learned about new places in the digital world. We have that, like, that Japanese, like,
Because
style
I thought that was
Edo place.
anti-world building, because that's like everything you learned about the digital world that day was a reference to things that happened in Japanese history.
Yeah, but it's also, like, an addition to that island that we saw that the Shogun Gekomon was on.
I guess. John Summers sent an email that says that they're kind of torn on the idea of making Mako evil. That's difficult to say. On one hand, we have already done this concept with Ken as the Digimon Kaiser, and don't want to retread old ground. That said, we haven't done this concept already because this is, rather than there's an evil Digidestined over that way, this one is like someone who comes in appearing to be a good guy and then betrays them. That is quite different.
I still think that's why she's, has that moe sort of, oh, I'm so shy and nervous and I'll put my glasses up. Oh, I'm so shy and nervous.
Did you know you wouldn't have to push your glasses up your nose if they fit well?
My glasses fit fine.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about anime protagonists.
I know, but they adjust their glasses and they're so
Further,
shy.
if Mako's going to be evil, she should be genuinely evil and not evil due to mind control or being misled. Well, as it stands, it appears she might be infected with some kind of virus.
No, I want her to be, like, I have two ways of this going. Her just to be evil, and she's just evil. She just wants to, like, rule the digital world because she wants to, like, the same as, the Dark Masters. She's just evil, and she's human. Or Meikumon she's part of Meikumon, like, she's just sort of...
Just like an illusion?
Yeah, or, like, that's the attack, or they're both Digimon, or she's actually a Digimon, or whatever, I don't know.
So John Summers proposes the idea that they could do a variation on the evil idea. Perhaps Mako isn't evil, but Meikumon is. Perhaps Meikumon stole a Digivice, found a partner that would be too nervous and scared to ask questions, and desires her to use as an evolution battery for power. An evil Digimon would be a neat idea to explore. And that would be your opposite of the Kaiser, where he was evil and the Digimon was good. The opposite of that would be interesting, and a really good play on the sort of the power dynamic, but...
And why hasn't any evil Digimon tried that before?
Because it probably doesn't work. Because you're only bonded if they're a chosen child. There's no chosen Digimon who then picks a child.
If they're weak and, meek enough, you might be able to convince them.
Also, if we take the show's theory, like I'm reading into it that there's a million other Digidestined. If we take the show's theory that there's only like 10 at this stage, or hold on, there's the old ones, there's the new ones, and there's like the two American kids. Mm-hmm. So like there's maximum 20. Your sample size for Digimon to find evil ones is really low, and we also know that they're compelled to an extent to love the kid, which is an inherently good trait.
She's probably pretending.
No, what I mean, like, they're compelled. Garamon didn't know what love was. She had a terrible life, but she sees Kari and goes, oh, okay, love time is happening now. It's just a natural thing that happens. So you couldn't fake that.
See, if that is the case, where Meikumon is evil and she's just using Mako, I'm really hoping that what happens is that she just realizes she's actually in love with her and, like, she becomes a good guy. I want her to stay evil. I don't want, like, to be the same sort of Tailmon and Kari thing where she falls in love with her and she's, like, now unable to hurt her at all. Like, I want her to stay evil. I don't want them to change sides. If they're going to be evil, I don't want them to become good. I want them to stay evil.
It's totally possible. Jason sent us an email that says that the two of us play off each other really well. So they're wondering if it was the result of us being just that close in terms of friendship, or if you were possibly related in some way, or dating. We're not related.
Yeah,
that'd be weird.
We've been together for like 2.5 years.
Yeah,
no, a bit less. I think we're going to have like
we met in June 2013. 2014?
Yes, 2013.
2013.
Yeah, that's when we met. Because it was my birthday.
University. Yep.
It was my 20th birthday and you didn't believe me.
Yeah, because 2012 was the bad year.
Yeah, and then I think we're going to have our approximate like 3rd year anniversary in Japan, I think.
We're going really behind the curtain here. Yeah. We've made it 37 episodes with this being really subtle.
I know, I thought like we'd mentioned it maybe before.
No, not really.
Okay. Good, yeah.
They also say that they have some ideas for I Will Show You Digiworld. In the last episode, May mentioned owning all the games that had been released in English/Australia, because Australia isn't English. I think that'd be interesting if Jay played some Digimon World Dusk/Dawn and Championship, and compared his experiences with them. Alternatively, if you have access to the manga/manhwa...
It's the, like, I think it's I think I might be wrong with this, but I think it's the Korean manga.
What am I, a Koreaboo of Adventure? I think it'd be interesting to see Jay react to the plot of Adventure in a condensed format.
While I don't own the manhwa of Adventure, I actually own at least 3 of the Frontier ones, and I will be soon getting comics from Adventure Comics to read. As for Digimon World Dusk/Dawn and Championship, those ones were never released in Australia, so I don't own those ones. And while they are available on eBay, there are a lot of fakes, and the ones that like I'm able to tell they're fake or not, I'm not going to buy because I don't want a fake one. And the ones that like look real, like I can't like they're the part where you look to tell if something a DS cartridge is fake isn't shown, and it's still way too expensive to me for me to make that gamble.
What is it, like $10,000?
No,
Because
like,
you spend a crazy amount of money on Digimon
I know,
stuff.
it's like $70. I'm not gonna spend that much. If there's something that might be fake,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Well, just ask for more pictures. Send them messages.
Yeah, they are on my to buy list, but I've got a lot of pre-orders for stuff at the moment, so I'm like not buying much besides the pre-orders. I do have I can do it through other means on my R4 card, but like I feel really bad not paying for something Digimon.
If you pay on eBay, you're not giving the company any money.
I know, but it's still like I like having a physical real thing. So I will be buying it. But you have played Digimon Story, like the first DS game, remember?
Wasn't that terrible?
You said it was fine. It was the RPG one.
Yeah, it was really slow to begin, so I guess it hit acceptable.
Yeah, but maybe, like, it's definitely something that I want him to play, especially if we get to the Let's Play milestone, then that'll probably be more possible.
Then I'll have no choice, I guess.
Yeah, I still want to see what he thinks about Digimon World 2003.
And finally they say that they want to know if you may have read all the translated manga,
Yep.
particularly Digimon Next.
Yep.
They'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on Next as it compares to, say, Savers, because while they personally finished neither of them, they enjoyed the way Next handled their similarities a bit more. So they're curious to see how May feels about it. Well, as best you can without spoiling Savers for Jay, since that's a good 3 seasons from where you guys are now. Spoilers this is a franchise it's easy to avoid spoilers for, by and large, until you guys send us in letters.
Yeah, because, like, you know...
Or May puts up a poster.
Yeah, so there's a poster in my room, and it's got Ken with like a little baby Digimon who's not exactly a Wormmon. There's also another symbol on the poster, and he's also with Daisuke, and you know there's courage and friendship, and then there's another symbol just there.
Oh, good
What is that? But yeah, sometimes, you know, I'll have a figure and I'll have to, like, hide it. And I'm like, no, don't look at that. Shh, it's okay. Just don't look at my Digimon collection, Jay.
I don't want to anyway, so it works out, really.
As for Digimon Next and Savers, I really like both of those. I feel Savers is quite, like, it's underrated, I think. Like, yeah, it's underrated, that's the one. By the fandom, like, nobody ever talks about Savers. They always talk about, like, the first 3 seasons. And I guess now they're talking about Try. But, I really like Savers. I mean, I like all the series of Digimon. It's not the worst. It's alright. It's good. I like it. I'm currently playing with the Digivice V-Pet from that season. And I just got the burst that came in the mail yesterday. And it's very exciting. I'm happy. Anyway, as for the question... Digimon Next, I think I prefer solely on the fact that the Digivice evolves from the Digimon Mini. And yes, this is horrible, horrible advertising in a media because the Mini was released during this time. And Jay's rolling his eyes and looks so bored. The Mini was released about the same time as Digimon Next, so Digimon Next is blatantly advertising the Mini. But I do like how it starts off in sort of the same way as V-Tamer did, with, like, he had the Digimon and he was, like, a champion and then they went to the digital world. It's the same sort of thing as that. So I guess I like Digimon Next. Makes me happy. Do you have any feelings about the manga that you've never read?
I feel this way.
You know I remove silences, right?
Well, then it will sound like nothing.
No,
or perhaps farts.
No, it'll just sound like me talking.
It could do that.
Yeah, okay.
Finally, we got an email from Wu Qinglong. This is our last one? This is very long. Oh my god, it's so long.
It's not the last one.
Okay, so second, finally, we got an email from Wu Qinglong.
Wu Qinglong is one of our supporters, so it gets to be long.
Yes, they do. And they said they've been enjoying the show immensely as of late. In fact, it's one of the few things that keeps my long commutes from driving me to the brink of insanity. Well, we really appreciate that. Especially
Yay.
after we did the Cthulhu episode. In fact, it's surprising. Jay's sheer disdain and hatred for Dicecavus.
I like that name.
Yes, that is his new name. In particular, it makes me smile every time I hear him mention the Claude. I think someone's a Steven Universe fan, maybe. Well, that's why I thought I would share with you the wonderful host of the podcast on which this is now being read. This is getting really meta.
Oh, by the way, Wu Ching Long says that you should read this in the most American accent possible.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, at least do the poem that he writes later on. But yeah, continue.
My own experiences regarding Dicecavus and how he almost destroyed my ability to enjoy any Vmon evolution line.
It's like reliving my True Blood phase.
It all begins when I was a young innocent watching 02 on television for the first time.
French there.
I know how I saw Dicecavus's ugly mug and immediately was not a fan. After he spoke, I was desperately hoping that he'd get better. He didn't. That isn't spoilers, just an opinion. Sadly, the young me took that contempt for this awful character and associated it with the partner Vmon. Now, Vmon, in all respects, a pretty cool Digimon. And
my hand is a dolphin!
My hand, it's a dolphin. And my even more youthful self didn't think so. I found this gravelly dub voice unpleasant, and these Digivolutions not particularly interesting. Look, this included the Wizarmon evolution path, but is not featured in 02. What's that?
It's from the manga.
Alright, duly noted. Am I going with the walking song or going back to Southern?
Just freestyle it.
The Harvard car park. The car park at Harvard. I can't do a Boston accent. It's tough, alright. It was.
It's like my Irish accent.
It was none other than the first few volumes of V-Tamer, which I only started to read in the first trepidation upon seeing a Wizarmon on the cover. Well, needless to say,
the status!
The state of V-Tamer is one of the best pieces of Digimon media. It completely changed my view on Vmon. All Force?
Ultra Force. Wait, no, it is All Force. Oh my god, I learned something new. I always said it was Ultra Force. It's All Force, okay.
Is that a misspelling or is it Ultra Force?
No, it's All Force.
Okay.
I'm just dumb.
Guys, All Force Wizarmon is now in media, and it completely changed my view of I already just skipped it.
I'm gonna show a picture of All Force Wizarmon.
Oh my god. Haven't seen it yet. That's kind of cool from a distance.
From a distance.
Oh, and then it just looks like a...
It's got a small head.
What's the Holy Knights?
Yeah, he is one of the Royal Knights.
Oh, Royal Knights, that's it. Yeah, that's what he looks like. So
he looks like a Royal Knight because he is.
He looks like a sparkly Gundam.
Basically, yeah.
All the Knights look like sparkly Gundams. That's dumb. Okay, do you want me to get back to reading now?
Yep.
Okay, so Ulfor's Wizarmon is now in my top 10 favorite Digimans, easily, and Wizarmon line is now looked upon.
You just went Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Rather fondly with the contempt. And so now I leave you with the poem that this podcast and my intense delight for a particular character.
No one can understand you in that accent.
Inspired me to write.
Go back to American, please.
Hold on.
No one can understand.
Vima. It all flows together. It's terrible. That's a hell of a poem. Alright. What do I do now?
Just read it.
Okay. Wasn't I meant to do it in an accent?
Just whatever. Just American it. I don't know.
I got nothing.
Just just do Christopher Walken again.
How does Southern go?
I don't. Suke.
Suke. How we speak in we speak in text. Oh, I'm just going into Irish.
Pretend you listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
I don't listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
You have before.
Yeah, like a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Down in Oklahoma, Vmon, oh Vmon, what can we do? Dicecavus really sucks, and he's dragging you down too. I used to think you couldn't be any lamer, and that was until I read a little story called V-Tamer. Now I see clearly I was wrong. You were never a failure like him all along. To the top of my Digi list you rose. even though, unlike Metal Siegramon, you do not fire lasers from your nose. My unfair disdain and loathing for you is gone. We're bros now, you and I. A state as constant as Jay asking why. I suppose that's the end of the story. My opinion of you flipped, and I suppose the only natural because it was all in the script.
I love that. I'm glad I waited to read that until now.
Oh yeah, he is a comic haiku.
So I will read the Japanese in Japanese because Ruchin has written it in kana, which is nice because I can read kana, and you'll read the English when I'm done. So. And apologies for if I mispronounce things. My Japanese not so great, and also I'm reading it at the same time, so I may sound like, you know, that troublemaker in like your science class who always volunteers to read and then like reads really slowly on purpose. Yeah, like that, but I'm not doing it on purpose. So Digimon no daisuke kara wa tsumaranai, which translates to
Digimon's Daisuke character is boring. P.S. If Gundramon is available in Digiworld next order, I promise I'll raise one and name it J. Aw, I'll make the other part an Edgemon named May.
no.
I appreciate that. P.S.S. I feel bad when you read out my long Twitch URL and have to explain how to spell it. You can just plug my Twitter if that's easier, since you have a link to my Twitch and on the profile page. It's cool. We're happy.
I'm fine saying it. It's fine.
I'm meant to be shown Santa Agumon, which I think
I
is
have...
just an Agumon Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, it was on the Digimon window, the Digi window toy, which I have, but I can never have Santa Agumon because I needed a Japanese, like, old cell phone, which I do not have.
Can you only get him if you go into the digital world from the North Pole?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in the North Pole of the digital world.
And PSSSS, Jay is always right 95% of the time. Hey, look, 60% of the time it works every time. And the last PSSSSS, still not a fan of Vmon's non-Vegemon evolution lines. That's fair. And finally we have an email from Logan, and it says, Michael doesn't really make the whole thing dumb. It does show that there are other children with Digimon, though they have Digivices, they're mainly tamers rather than the chosen children, and the kids around the world with Digimon can't just get to the digital world whenever. Only kids with the D3 can. And that's only our main cast and Ken. So aside from the Digiports opening up the other kids, the other kids just can't go into the digital world whenever they want, and they can't help other main kids unless they physically go through them and open the portal. Not to mention how much help would they be, considering that most of the kids can do is turn into champions, and an area controlled by Ken, they can't even do that. And a team of child-level Digimon won't be able to do much against Ken, and a team of adult and perfect-level Digimon. And that might be true, but I believe we discussed this earlier today in this show, that it is hubris to suggest that only Japanese kids would have been given D3s because it was random.
I know, but I like to ignore that because I don't hate the idea of international Digi.
And the distinction between a tamer and a chosen child is nil.
By the way, besides Wallace, who we already know about, do you think we'll meet any more international chosen
children? I didn't think we'd meet a Michael.
So you think Michael's the last one besides Wallace?
No, I didn't. No, I just, like, Michael opens the floodgates to me, because I knew that Willis existed as, like, that one random kid in America. And I was like, okay, that's possible. But now the floodgates are open. I'm sure we'll meet way more. Not like, maybe not in 02. I'm aware there's tons of them in season 3.
Mm-hmm. So do you think they'll be all from America or from Japan? Or
I want to meet one from Australia. I want them to wear one of those hats with the corks hanging down and have a boomerang and yell, mate, and crikey.
And oi love, throw us another shrimp on the barbie.
Gotta get my Wheel Lagoon.
Yep.
Wheel of Goon.
In which way?
No, that's one that nobody gets.
In which where we show our Australian. Also, by the way,
it involves a hills hoist.
This is important. Americans, really, we don't say shrimp. We don't. We call them prawns. We don't call them shrimp.
They're different things.
Yeah, they're completely different things, but they call prawn, like, they think we call prawn shrimp.
I don't think it matters that much.
If you want to send us any messages, you can send us an email at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com. We have Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. We have a discussion thread on With the Will. We have a Reddit thread, You can comment on this episode on SoundCloud, or you can message us on SoundCloud. And all of this will be linked in the show notes. And also, please give us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. And if you do, it'd be probably best to tell us in some form, because otherwise we probably won't see it until iTunes tells us. We have, like, my, like, newsletter about iTunes reviews tells us that we have a review, because iTunes doesn't want to notify people.
Reviews are really helpful. Look, it puts us... It shunts us closer to the top of lists. It gets more eyes on the show. Every review is really helpful to get sort of more people to know about us.
Yeah. Also, if you Google Digimon podcast, we don't come up until page 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I know.
Who's the top?
For Digis.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, we're down to we're at page 3.
That's okay. When we become veterans like they are, then they'll be 2 years ahead of us. So, it's always the same.
We need to be on page 2 at least.
We're working on it.
Episode 17, Ghost of a Chance, or a Diamond Memorial. I'm sad because we've had a lot of Airdramon in the last few episodes, and I don't think Aidramon's in this episode.
It is not.
So in the recap, TK seems really excited about what happens, and he makes all these dumb jokes. I'm like, oh, I guess he's not scared anymore. Oh, he was so scared. Ha 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 ha.
My friend
so
suffered.
Happy.
It was great.
We almost died. Like, this is one of the, like... It doesn't happen very often where they almost died, but they almost died. Like, Miyako almost died.
It was so almost died that the English couldn't avoid how they almost died.
Yeah, so TK seems quite happy about how the fact that they all almost died. Something I realised that, and this is in both versions I'm pretty sure, is that in the opening you see all the Digimentals.
I don't. I skipped the openings.
Oh, but you watched it for the first time, so how did you not say, wow, why are there so many Digimon?
I didn't know what things were the first time.
Oh, that makes sense. Because you see Lightramon, you see Shurimon, you see Samarimon. How do you keep on saying, that's Ken's, that's Ken's, that's Ken's?
Because I was going off titles.
Oh, okay, I guess. So,
and to be totally fair, Hawkmon doesn't look like it would turn into Shurimon at all.
Oh yeah, good point. I guess Wormmon does look fitting.
They're the same colour.
They're both green.
Yes.
But...
Hawkmon is brown.
Yeah,
it turns into another brown
red.
thing.
Hawkmon's red.
Oh, because it's Native American. I forgot.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you're right.
Except that it's British and English for some reason.
So, it comes up at the screen, July 30th, but no dates given in the dub. So the TV people are being nerds, and they're looking at the computer for a mysterious shadow that keeps on showing up.
And I think it's like a ghost show they're filming in Japanese. It's like a paranormal...
Is it?
That was the impression I got.
Oh, I just thought it was like exploring the jungle.
I got the impression it was like a paranormal... Because they were talking about how, like, did you cleanse yourself after filming? You know how these ghost shows are.
Oh, okay,
or something, some such. Whereas in English, it's when parakeets attack.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. And they have, like, a bunch of dumb lines in the dub, because why not? Like, I guess the whole cultural thing about ghosts doesn't really translate as well. So these are the same people that we saw in Adventure, like the people who work at the TV station. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
Well, I noticed that Matt's dad is there.
Yeah, but the three guys were in the first season.
Oh, that's right. There's no such thing as turnover in Japan. You go into a business and you're there forever.
Yeah. So then another date is given, July 31st, and again in the dub, no dates given. I'm not sure why they wanted to not show the significance of time. Also, fun fact, this episode originally aired in Japan on July 30th.
I guarantee you it's because of the Japanese writing. Because they write the dates in English and Japanese in the sub. So
there's no writing in the dub though.
No, what I mean is, like, when you move to the dub, they couldn't show those dates without showing the Japanese.
But no, they cleared them off the screen because they would have had a version without the things, without the text on it, so they could have just written it over there.
But that
we see the exact same scene that had the numbers on it, the dates on it.
I know, but the text is baked in, so they couldn't have used that.
No, it's not. We got it because it's textless in the one that we see in the dub. We get the exact same scene.
I don't know how animation works, but I guess those were separated.
Yeah, but yeah, so the date's not given. So the kids return from the digital world, and Chibimon is hungry. And I really like Hikari's summer outfit. It just makes more sense. So Iori's worried about the Kaiser, what the Kaiser is doing.
The weird gloves.
Yeah, and also I just like this sort of scarf, and it's almost reminiscent of her first season outfit. So Iori, is worried. And for once in the dub, Cody actually says something, and people don't say, "Oh, don't worry, you're just too young to understand." But Daisuke, in both versions, does not seem worried.
That's too stupid to be worried.
Dice gave us. So they don't think they can go to the digital world for a while because the computer room is being used. But in the dub, like, they have to say that that this is the detention room is being moved to the computer lab, instead of them just saying, oh, it's not summer holiday, so people will actually be taking classes in the computer room.
Cultural differences, I guess?
Yeah. And Daisuke says, hey, no, Davis says, hey, not all kids who take detention are bad, sort of to imply that he gets detention
all the time. He also eats his own boogers, if you remember.
I don't remember that.
He's talking about his sister and what she would say about him.
Oh, yeah, and he wets the bed and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, he says, I haven't wet the bed since I was at least 10, except for last Tuesday, but it was the night before, like, clothes wash. Yeah, I forgot that awfulness. So Hikari and Takeru said they can't go to the digital world because they have plans. And Daisuke reads this in their diary as the 1/8 plan.
Which makes no sense. It's 8/1.
Okay, maybe
which would be 8/1. No, he does say the 1/8, but also if it's an 8 and then it's a slash and then it's a 1, the 1 would be implicitly underneath.
I know, but it's also possible that I miswrote 8/1 plan. It is also possible that I miswrote that.
No, that is what he says. Oh. I watched the show as well.
But it very
clearly is 8/1, which would be 8/1.
Daisuke is also not smart.
Yeah, he's really stupid.
So he's silly and bad at fractions, and they'll find that funny. It's actually the August 1st plan. And this joke...
I think it's actually kind of a little bit funnier in English when he won't let it go. Yeah. It's explained and he goes, when did they put math in calendars?
So I'm really, really, really happy that they kept this. I mean, they did sort of expand on it a little bit, but I like this joke. I think it's sweet. TK in the dub immediately lies to us. What?
Yeah, I just read it. It's great.
TK lies to us. He's like, hey, it's the date that we beat Myotismon. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. You're a liar. Why are you lying? You're lying. So it's August 1st is the day they went to the digital world, as we saw in the episode where Ty goes home and he says, it's August 1st. And looks
maybe this explains why TK and Karen never talk about beating Myotismon and the Dark Masters. They just don't remember it.
Yeah, but TK is a liar. So they ask the new Digi Destined along. So they explain that August 1st was when they went to the digital world for the first time. See, TK is a liar. But in the dub, they say it's been 4 years since they went to the digital world.
Yeah, it's just really not good at math.
Yeah, it's sweethearts.
Actually, it's been 1/8 years.
Sweethearts, honeys, and sugar plum fairies. It's been 3 years.
Can you make a graph of which one of them are sweethearts, which one of them are sugar plum fairies, and which one of them are honeys?
Okay.
No, I need a graph. I need it visually represented. Don't do it now.
No, I can do it now. Miyako is a sugar plum fairy.
That's racial profiling.
No, never mind. Daisuke is a sugar plum fairy. Iori is a sweetheart, and
no.
Miyako is a honey.
Daisuke is a sweaty.
That's cute. So TK in the dub also lies. Well, either that or he's just inconsiderate. And he said that he forgot that Kari was sick and didn't start off with them. Because Kari's like, yeah, well, remember, I didn't start off with you guys. And TK's like, oh, that's right, I forgot. I'm like, hello.
Like, they weren't with her for months.
Yeah.
In fact, they were probably... The 6 months or whatever, 3 to 6 months that Ty was away, she wasn't there yet, was she?
No.
Yeah. So they were in the digital world for, perhaps almost a year before Kari showed up.
Yeah, and then they were there for probably, I'd say only a week. I think the Dark Masters took maybe a few weeks.
Who was it they were fighting when they were away for 6 months? Was it Edamon?
It was just no one. It was just each other. But they all went off in different directions.
It was right after an arc had finished?
Yeah.
It was just after Edamon was defeated, right?
Yeah, and it was before Vamdemon.
Yeah, that's it.
And Devimon.
Devil Ball.
Yep, Devil Ball. So the old Digidestined show up, and Mimi has normal hair.
I'm really glad she got rid of her weird...
She changed her hair. So I think, it was pink and with stars, and now it's just normal brown, and she wears it up, and it's cute. It's sort of reminiscent of what she wore in Adventure in a way, because she wears a big stupid hat.
Yeah, hats.
So the new children listen to what the original children did in the digital world. And this is explained by voiceover that they listened. And in the dub, there's no voiceover, and the kids actually explain. Daisuke is in complete awe and just says, oh, wow. So Miyako says, wow, Mimi, big sister, you're really something else. And this is really cute. Iori says, oh, so that's why Hikari and Takeru are here now. And then the narrator says that they were too many stories to tell in one day. But in the dub...
Jeez, those Dark Masters sound like my math teacher.
They should make a movie out of this story. I hope these grass stains will come out of my clothes or else my mom will ground me.
Poor Cody, always staining his shorts.
So instead of the narrator saying that there are too many stories to tell in one day, Ty says that the children have to stick together or else they'll lose. So there's more TV guys looking at the weird shadow. And then Joe taps Daisuke on the back and he almost falls down. Takeru goes to Yamato's house, his apartment, and he says it's messy. And Yamato says, yeah, that's just because there's two guys living together and I don't have mum to do everything for me like you do.
Wait, did we miss the bit where Davis asked for a half mustard pizza?
I don't even remember that bit.
So they get out of the computer at the beginning, and they go, we're gonna go celebrate our latest victory. Our last victory over the Digimon Emperor.
Oh yeah, at the start, and it's
and
really
then
badly
Davis goes,
cut. Yeah,
I want a pizza that's half anchovies, half mustard.
I notice a lot where they feel like they're talking and they really want to put a line in, but it doesn't quite fit. So they have like this like awkward pause.
So they engineer conversations, or if they have a certain line and it takes more time in the Japanese. Because the original line was different. They stretch it out. A victory over the Digimon Emperor. You cut out silences.
Yeah,
That's not going to make any sense.
I'll try and keep that a pause there.
Also, I think the phrase was "friendship is the key, or you'll all be toast."
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's really lame.
So instead of sort of character moments between TK and Matt, Matt says that he'd rather face the Dark Masters again instead of cleaning up. So instead of him, saying, yeah, well, you have mum to do everything for you, I just have dad who doesn't do anything. And then there's this weird bit of animation where Patamon's staring at TK and his mouth's just open and there's no movement. And, if it wasn't for, the fact that there were voiceovers, I thought that my thing crashed. Because it was just Patamon just staring up with his mouth open. It was just motionless.
I think Patamon has a lot of weird animation in the first season. So really, it's just an homage to that.
Yeah, but I think that, it doesn't look real because...
It's not.
You'd expect,
it's animation.
You'd expect, something to maybe
in fact,
breathe.
It's still pictures sequentially placed to appear, to give the illusion of movement.
Yeah. So Yamato cooks something very spicy, and Tekeru has to drink water. Yamato calls this his special dinner for Tekeru.
And he's just like, I wanted it to be normal, though.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, normal would have been fine. And then Yamato says, no, but this was a special occasion. And then he compares it to a festival called Tanabata, which is about, it's a meeting of two deities, Orehime and Hikoboshi, and they represent the stars Vega and Altair. And in this legend, the Milky Way separates these two, star-crossed lovers, literally because they're stars. And they're only allowed to meet once per year on the 7th day of the 7th month.
So, in my version of this, I think I got it from you, so I'm sure it happened to you as well.
It's just a Wikipedia entry?
So usually with anime, when something comes up that's really deeply Japanese culturally, it gives you the little explanatory note at the top in brackets. For Tanabata, it just go to Wikipedia.
Maybe because they thought it was too in-depth to explain and it would have covered up most of the screen.
I know, but I don't care. Just, put it over multiple, sections.
Yeah, I have seen them do that before.
And go. But just,
I had a bit of a giggle that it was basically, I want you to pause and I want you to type in this address that we have in the subtitles. Okay, go. But yeah, so he's saying that, it's a special meeting once per year. And then Tekeru just sort of says, if they heard that you'd compare this terrible food to them, they would be so upset, and face palming is just upset. But in the dub, Matt says that the mystery food is made of a little hot sauce, a little wasabi, and a mystery fat meat that I found in the freezer covered in green fuzz. And TK face palms and says he never thought cooking could make you this dizzy, which is a dumb line to start off with.
It's really bad.
But I guess they couldn't have the the cultural reference because they wouldn't get it.
You could try something else.
Do the Westerns have a similar sort of thing that happens once a year?
Hey, I'm not...
Wait, what about Old Faithful? That goes off every year, doesn't it? No?
It goes off, several times a day.
Oh, okay. So Hot Dad Mon comes home and is stressed, and he explains that the ghostly figure, and he's so stressed about it, and he forgot Tekeru was coming over because of his stress.
For the record, if you all remember, Matt's dad works at the television station, which earlier was haunted by a ghost.
It's too spoop. Spoopy, scary Digimon.
Digi-ghosts.
Digi-ghosts. Digitons.
He says everyone is quieting.
They're my notes. This is why when we record in person it's bad, because Jay just reads my notes and notice how since I'm typing really fast, I make a lot of typos.
I don't interrupt you as often though, except right now.
Yeah. So, and like, for example, earlier in my notes, I said, the Milky Way separates these two lovers and they are only allowed to eat once per year.
I didn't want to jump on that one,
Yeah.
but it was funny.
Which, for starters, like, was I trying to write meat as in meat? Or,
So he comes to be stressed, and he says that everyone's quitting over the haunting, essentially.
and this is in the dub.
Sakurada.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one with the who gives the sutras.
Okay, so one of the guys at the TV station gives their dad some sutras, which, as we learned from Adventure, keeps away ghosts. Specifically Bakemon, actually.
Bakemon, lose your power. Bakemon, lose your power.
As long as you whack on a beanie or a helmet,
Whatever
could be
it is.
anything.
Yeah.
But in English, instead, it is buffalo migrating. And he sits there and he says to himself, I'm a happy little buffalo. I'm a happy little buffalo.
What's up with the CD player?
It's a soothing recording of buffaloes migrating.
Buffalo?
Yeah, I heard these recordings help with stress. At this point, I'm willing to try anything. I'm a happy little buffalo.
You flipped your lid.
Huh?
Don't mind him, Dad. He's just not a happy little buffalo.
I love it so much. I love it so much. I kind of want to call this episode "Happy Little Buffaloes." There was another.
I'm a happy little translationmon.
Okay, but the alternative name for this was Original Podcast Do Not Steal.
I like it. I like that.
No, that might be better for the next one where we actually meet.
That's
what
fine.
he's
That's
doing.
fine.
So what's this one called?
I'm a happy little translationmon. I like.
Okay, so what am I going to put? Original Podcast Do Not Steal.
Next one.
Or is that too much of a stretch for a reference?
No, I like it.
Okay.
Look, we reference weird stuff.
At least both of us will get it.
Yeah.
If anything, two of us will get it.
I've always said, if I make a joke and I laugh, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm still proud about some of the names that I've given, though.
It's been good. So the kids, do they leave, or does it just not focus on them at all?
I think maybe they just go to bed. I don't know. Or have a. I think. Oh no. TK says he wants to have a bath. I think. Am I making that
the
up?
kids have finished their food, and the dad eats the spicy curry, and his face goes all red and goes nuts. And then it cuts to the TV station where they're trying to figure out what's on with the ghost on all their footage. And it's on all the footage all throughout the station, not just on the ones that the ghost story guys did. So I'm trying to figure out, one of them says, hey, I've got sutras here. I guess it's the same guy who gave it to Matt's dad.
To cleanse.
Yeah,
and
and so he tries to play it he tries to play it on a stereo. It doesn't work. And he goes, what's going on? I just bought the stereo today. And then it starts going, ooh,
Spooky.
I'm so spooky.
Spooky, scary buffalo. That's a better name.
Buffalo.
I'm gonna call it Spooky, Scary Buffalo.
If you want.
It's canon now. Continue.
Let's see. They get creepy chanting, and instead of in English, it's a television recording. It's instead of there being sutras, because sutras don't exist in English.
It's the audio from
he
the
says,
television.
Yeah, he just says, I've got the audio here. Which, I mean, why would you be playing that on a stereo?
Yeah, it's like, here's the audio for this video thing we recorded.
This is such a, only kids are watching, so it doesn't matter how wrong we are kind of situation. Whereas any adult watching would be like, what? Why did he bring a CD player in?
But I think it's not so much the fact that sutras aren't done in the West. I think that in some religions they are done. It's just, I think they wanted to remove any religious references.
Honestly, I wouldn't. If you'd asked me before I watched Digimon what a sutra is, I would have said karma.
Okay.
Let's see. The kids go to Tokyo Tower to check out what's going on, and they're surprised that...
They're not surprised. They just say, oh, remember when we'll last here, and,
Because Miyako wasn't there. And Miyako was like, is that what's happened to Tokyo Tower?
Yeah, Mimi and Sora are talking about, when Skull Meramon was there. And they were saying, oh, yeah, I remember that. It looks a lot better now. It's not melted. And Miyako's like, oh, that was a Digimon? But in the dub, Mimi comes along and she says, oh, this is where I did my first fashion shoot. So it's a double lie. Then Sora...
Well, she could have.
Yeah, but no, then there are more lies. Because Sora and Miyako both say that it was demolished and completely leveled.
Yep.
And the Digimon who leveled it almost destroyed the whole city. So Death Meramon / Skull Meramon melted the top a little bit. It didn't get leveled. 2, he didn't do much else besides was grumpy at Tokyo Tower.
On my resume, it says was grumpy.
Can we go to Tokyo Tower and just frown at it?
Yeah, I'm so grumpy at you. Stupid tower.
I should get a bunch of Digimon figures and bring them to Japan and just
You
put them
shouldn't.
But I want to.
You'll lose them.
No, I
I will
won't.
throw them off bridges.
I will throw you off a bridge.
I'll catch your things and land on them.
What? That made no sense.
I'll fall faster than them. I'm heavier.
No, dude, physics. If I drop you off a bridge and a Digimon figure off the bridge, you'd fall at the same speed. Oh, do you want to test this?
That's only in a vacuum.
You're in a vacuum. No, that's what you do the housework with.
No, like a vacuum is in if there's
Yes,
no
Jay.
air or no friction.
I know, but if I were to just pick you up and drop you off a bridge, at the same time I dropped a figure off the bridge, you would fall at the same speed. Dude, it's been proven. I did this in physics class.
I never did physics. I did biology and
shows.
chemistry.
So you did the weak ones.
No, I did the fun ones.
Get physicked.
Did you get to dissect stuff?
No, because I didn't agree with it.
Dissecting stuff was awesome.
It
I
was-
got paired
it-
with a vegetarian who didn't want to do anything. Aced it.
Wait, what?
I got paired with a vegetarian who didn't want to touch the cow's eye, so I cut that shit up. It was awesome.
Yeah, they just sent us outside to like play on our iPhones and like go to the computer lab and stuff.
What? Oh, because you're vegetarian then, right?
Yeah, and also like, why would you want to kill something just so you can chop it up?
It would have been killed in the process of getting meat for other things, and the eyes were just used as
What?
well.
Okay, why would you get meat from a rat?
Oh, I was talking about the cow's eye.
No, we just got a rat to dissect.
Oh, in that case, because rats are garbage.
No, the eyes would have already coming from meat are dead anyway. The rats, I just don't think should be killed for science. This has become weirdly like political and morality.
Can I tell you about the first dissection I ever did? It was in year 6. It was of a sheep heart or a cow heart or something. And it wasn't done in any of the science labs. The teacher brought a bunch of them into the regular classroom. We got, like, not napkins, but, like, paper towels to put down on the desk. And then he goes, kids, pull out your scissors.
Wow.
We didn't get scalpels.
Wow, Jewish schools were intense.
Like, it sounds really ghetto.
Wait, isn't it not kosher to do that?
No, what do you mean? Kosher's about eating stuff.
Oh,
Also, our school wasn't kosher. We didn't care.
wow.
We weren't a religious school.
Judaism. Wait, what? I thought you went to the.
It was a Jewish school, but not religious.
But-
Judaism is cultural, religious, and genetic.
Oh, okay. So it was a cultural religious thing. No, a cultural Jewish thing, not a religious Jewish thing.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow, Judaism is metal.
I mean,
Just go to a Jewish school and use scissors to dissect a thing.
I didn't think about it at the time, but I realized later on, like when I was doing real science stuff, and they were like really stringent on like wear gloves, be really safe, be healthy.
Clean your scissors before you use them.
The teacher was like, just use your scissors, your regular class scissors. Maybe wipe them a little bit after. Who knows?
And then there's some kid who has like those plastic ones from like the safe ones that can't cut paper. Man, what were those meant to do? They were just plastic.
And then they had tiny little metal edges.
I've seen them just plastic. They did nothing. They always used to give me the plastic ones.
You couldn't be trusted.
Anyway, we got a little bit lost in Tangentmon.
Tangationmon.
So Joe is in class and he's just working, and it's just music and it's fine. But in the dub, it's him saying, "Oh, want to get out of this class? Hurry, hurry, hurry! I'm so bored. I'm so bored." That's not like Joe at all.
It's not like Joe at all. Except nowadays. Nowadays, I'm sure he would think that and try.
Yeah.
When he's just suffering all the time.
So Takeru and Yamato go to Shibuya, and they remembered Gotsumon and Pumpmon, and I'm really happy.
I was like, oh yeah, that happened. I forgot.
You liked that episode, though.
The episode was fine.
From memory, that was one of like the first episodes you actually really liked.
But it also was the episode where you realized that Vandermont was garbage.
Okay, yeah, good point. So the others are with Koshiro, and he's talking about the digital gate and how they can get into the digital world without the computer room.
Why didn't Vandermont actually kill any of those women?
But we already just... because he...
He drained their blood and then didn't actually kill them.
Because why bother? Anyway.
What do you mean?
Tai says that his mum is at a cooking with fungus class. And that's right, Tai's mum can't cook in the dub.
No, she can't.
So Izzy says they need to reprogram the Digivices. Tailmon looks like a soft toy in this whole scene. It's just adorable, even when she's not meant to be. So Daisuke is able to open the gate from the computer, and they're about to go. But in the dub,
Come on, Davis, give it a try. What? Who, me?
No, silly. He means the other boy with goggles.
Oh, where is he?
Wait, does that imply that Izzy said the words, you, the kid with the goggles?
no, he says, "Come on, Davis, give it a try."
I know, because
Kari's line makes no sense.
Kari's response makes no sense, and Davis's response makes even less sense. It should be, that's not what he said.
So they hear Tai Chi's mum come home, and the gate's closed. She doesn't say anything, but in the dub, she says that she better make fungus cookies. So then she comes in, and something annoys me. They
Where did
hide...
Ty's dad go?
He's drunk. Anyway. Why are they hiding their Digimon from Ty's mum?
That's a really good question. I think I've asked this one before.
I think in the next episode, when they're in Koshiro's room and his mum comes home,
I forgot
she most certainly knows about Digimon.
There's a bit earlier when Matt and TK's dad was there, and Matt's like, hey, you remember when my Otis mom was around? And Matt's dad was like, yeah.
That's in the dub.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it doesn't count.
So I guess what they're trying to do is they don't want to worry their parents again. And I guess that's the reasoning. Like, they remembered how worried their parents were when they first fought Digimon in front of the parents.
Often the mantra for media is show, don't tell. But in this situation, the fact that the audience has to infer it, and otherwise it wouldn't exist, please tell. Just give us one line.
But yeah, that's just my theory.
You've written prepare to cry 3 times, and I've never even considered crying.
Go away. Stop reading my notes. It breaks the kayfabe.
Kayfabe was dead in the 80s.
It was acceptable in the 80s. It was acceptable at the time.
Yeah, just like Hulk Hogan and steroids.
Jeez. So the weather changes and Hikari has roses in her hand, so I guess it's meant to be for Wizardmon. Lightning strikes and the ghost moves around. Tailmon runs off and they follow, and Kari makes a Ghostbusters reference in the dub. The ghost is circling a room, and straight up in the dub is just saying Gatomon, Gatomon, Gatomon in a ghost wailing voice. So straight away we guess who he is.
Ooh, I'm a ghost. He has this stupid, he looks like a kind of a cross shape, I guess. And the moment I saw him, I go, that's Wizardmon.
See,
he's got a wizard hat.
When I was a kid, I didn't know it was Wizardmon until they said Wizardmon.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah. So... Chibimon says it's Digimon, and the rest of the Digimon evolved a child.
And Hawkmon has a terrible line.
This is the only evolution that we see in the episode.
Hawkmon says, "It's a Digimon in the real world. It must be an enemy."
Yep.
And my response to you
You're an enemy.
is so 100% of all Digimon in the real world are enemies, huh?
It's up there with when Tai says with the episode with the Pugmon, he says, "I knew it. Never trust anything without arms and legs." Like, you're Digimon. You met it. It didn't have arms and legs. Anyway, so Davis says...
He said the title.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't stand a ghost of a chance.
Good one.
So I guess they liked that line so much they put it in the title. Or maybe the opposite way. They were like, that's so good, we have to use it twice.
They should have called it, Wizardmon is back.
Oh god, that should have been the Japanese title. Wizardmon returns, the dead guy.
No, the Japanese style is, there is a ghost of Wizardmon. Here it is.
Sometimes I just we should just spoil the titles in this. Anyway, so Tailmon stops them, and the ghost says Tailmon. So Tailmon calls out for Wizardmon, and everyone's very shocked. The ghost appears. And then Wizardmon shows up, and he warns them that they don't have the power to defeat their enemy. But it's not who they're fighting right now. And he says that they have to return the fallen one, and that kindness will release the golden light. And the dub is basically pretty similar.
This is the first time we've ever been given a prophecy before it's actually happened.
Is it a prophecy, or is it him talking?
It's vague enough that I'm going to call it a prophecy, just to be fair to the show. Which is something I don't often do.
So it's very nice of you for doing this.
It is, of course. It's a favourite, to be honest. But yeah, I get the feeling this is the first time we've ever had even the vague thing that when it comes to you, that was the thing they was talking about. And it's not a thing happens and they go, I have this vague passage that might have referred to it. You want to read it for the first time?
It was because of a prophecy. So, who do you think the fallen one is?
The fallen one is Ken.
Or you think the kindness is? Do you think it's just them being nice to Ken?
I think if they stop fighting him and they try to be, I think it's a Chinese finger trap situation where the more they fight him, the eviler he becomes. But if they stop fighting him and stop being his friend, in the soccer episode when Davis goes up and talks to him and is nice, he seems to chill out a lot. Actually,
I just think that's him being fake.
No, because maybe. Either way, I think that is the way that might be the way it's going. And I think that as a result of that, he's going to end up with like the crest of kindness, now that we're making up a crest anyway.
And what do you think the golden light is?
The golden light...
Or the golden radiance in the dub?
I guess is his normal state. It's weird because I would think that, like, I imagine it's some kind of like purifying light from within that will get rid of the dark seed.
Okay, so a crest will release a golden light, or?
I assumed it was in a light, but it really could be anything.
Do you think he'll also have the crest of light?
No.
The crest of golden.
I've seen that he doesn't have that symbol. It's a different thing. I don't know what it is, but...
So Wizarmon tells them to take care of Tailmon, and he floats off and tells them to hurry. Tailmon says that she will not waste the life that he gave her, but in the dub, she says, he's still watching over me.
This is nice.
Yeah, it's cute. So what did you think of this episode as someone who was new to Digimon?
I like this episode. I'm gonna be honest, I was in not a great place when I was watching it, because I just had a really bad day at work, whatever. But as episodes go, it's quite good. I really like that it's really not fighting focused, and they progress the plot quite a bit.
There are no battles in this episode.
There are no fights, which is great. It's so rare.
They still like to push the evolutions, though.
Which is fine. It's not the worst thing ever. You get to watch the evolutions with weird, slightly creepy music in the background, which didn't really go anywhere.
But that's usually the sign of they're not going to win.
Yeah. No, the sign they're not going to win is they play the heroic music and then they cut it.
Yeah.
But and then you got to see like cute character moments, like Matt and TK hanging out with each other and that sort of thing, which was nice. Yeah, I like this.
And the girls hanging out. I like that.
Yeah, I like this episode quite a lot. I mean, comparatively.
Yeah. So, what about how you thought of the episode in Obnoxious
I thought
Synopsis?
Phantom would be back. That was wrong.
He should have been, though.
It would have made sense. I don't think I could possibly have called like a real, actual Digimon ghost, because there have been several ghost Digimon, so a Digimon ghost is confusing. It says that Digimon are back. Well, he is kind of. I was wondering, a Digimon ghost, a normal Digimon is just made of code.
Yeah.
A Digimon ghost would also be made of code.
Well, he died in the real world.
I know, but why is that distinguishable from, like, I guess, is this what happens to all the ones that died? Is there a Vandemon ghost around?
If they died in the real world, we don't know. This is the only time that we've seen a Digimon in the real world.
I guess.
That's died.
So that Kari would be the main character, and that she would explain stuff to the new characters, which, that did happen. And Kari wasn't really the main character, actually, but there was heavy involvement with Gatomon, I guess.
Yeah, which is linked to Kari.
So no returns of character. What does that mean?
No returns of characters from last season.
I guess Wizardmon counts, so I was wrong.
Yeah.
You were baiting me. That's mean. And there might be references to battles, and there are.
I think I meant to write like it was the battle.
I said it's a
of
plot
Inodaiba.
episode that doesn't advance anything, and that was wrong, because it advances that they have a new understanding of how to win the fight. I mean, it's a bit cryptic, but it definitely has gone somewhere, and I like that. And it also it gave the new characters an understanding of the sort of legacy they have to live up to. I quite like this. I said it was going to be 7. Well, do you ask me that question? I always forget. Do I just jump to it?
Yeah, you jump to that.
So, I said I'd give it a 7. I think it's a solid 8. This is a really good episode.
I gave it an 8 as well.
Yeah.
You see, I was trying to guess what you would give it, and at first I said, no, he'll say 8 as well. But then I said, no, he hates Wizardmon, he'll give it a 6.
No, I think Wizardmon's crap. But I think that as a plot device, he does his job quite well.
So what differences did you notice, and do you think they were justified?
Let me glance at my notes just a little bit. I noticed that all the TV stuff was different, and I get there's cultural stuff to that, but I think ghost shows still exist in English, so they could have gone with it, rather than when parakeets attack. A lot of the lines were weird, and you get your insertion of normal, like, stupid jokes, like the half mustard pizza. It's mostly just stupid lines, to be honest, and Matt's dad knowing who my Obnoxious is, which shows that people remember. They should anyway. And the last thing is that
I just came up with a theory.
Yeah.
What if it's been in some movie or something that if you don't pay attention to it, or you don't have like an immediate like relationship to that thing, it starts fading from your memory.
You mean that episode? Oh no, fading from your memory. So
like it's like you see something. And like you stop like thinking about it for a while, and it's just completely gone from your memory. Unless you have like a direct relationship to the thing that you saw, like a Digimon, you just can't remember it.
Hey, remember that guy Elvis?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still remember who he is Because it was pretty significant to culture?
No, I mean, like, if it's a magical thing.
Well, nothing in the show mentions that ever.
I know, that's why it's a theory that I just came up with, like, 2 seconds ago.
And why would the kids, when, like, the mom, who they knew was okay with Digimon, forgot? They wouldn't be like, this is a Digimon. She goes, oh, yeah.
I know, but what if they also didn't want her to remember because she'd freak out?
But she wouldn't freak out. They know how she reacts.
But what if she couldn't remember? What if it was completely gone from her memory?
But they just show her again, and they know how she reacts, because she reacted fine the first time.
Did she?
Yes.
She freaked out a little bit.
Then they got to hang around the house.
They all freaked out.
They hung around the house just normally.
Yeah, and Try, they also hung out, so yeah. But I don't know, so that was just a theory.
What if you just made that up, and it was totally wrong?
Yeah. But I know, I just said that's a theory that just came up into my brain like 2 seconds ago.
The other thing was that, in classic English fashion, when they do the flashback to Wizarmon saving everyone, instead of it just being a flashback and they play the things
with
and
nice
it implies
music.
everything, it's Kari speaking over the whole thing as if you can't tell what's happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this happened, but then this happened.
Oh
and
yes,
then
this happened. The state of his death,
Oh,
mate.
the state of it. Oh, Episode 18, to start off, I did not remember anything from this episode when I watched it, so I was basically coming into it with fresh-ish eyes.
I barely remember anything from this episode, and I watched it 3 hours ago.
So they're searching for the digital world, by they I mean Koshiro and Iori, and they see a lot of dark towers surrounding a mound, and it opens up and dark-ringed Digimon come out. Koshiro says it's probably the Kaiser space. Then Ken flies in on a Dividramon, not an Airdramon.
He upgraded.
No, it didn't downgrade.
He
Airdramon's
upgraded.
much better. Airdramon's so much better.
The Vibramon's way cooler.
So Tentomon can evolve, and he tries to, but the Kaiser uses his Dark Digivice to stop it.
Why can Tentomon evolve? There's like 100 Dark Towers around. Mm. Like, how can he even start? Because the first time I looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, the Dark Digivice can do the Edamon thing and devolve you, which is interesting. But there's like 8 Dark Towers in the immediate vicinity.
I know, but I think it's still far enough away. Like, cause at the moment you saw all the Dark Towers, he was on a mountain.
We've seen how far you can be and not be able to evolve, and it's a huge distance. The
dub actually addresses this.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna go.
Does it?
Yes, I'm gonna go to one lie that Izzy says.
My D3's going wild!
I'm gonna say that again.
He doesn't have
Izzy,
a D3.
Yeah, Izzy from season 1 says that his D3 is going wild. Pick what's wrong with this sentence.
from season 1 says his D3 is working fine.
Yeah, but TK actually has a D3, so go away. And I think this has happened before, where Izzy's called his Digivice a D3.
He's just jealous.
So in the dub, they say, oh, I can't evolve because of all the Dark Towers around. And Izzy says, oh, it's worth a shot to try anyway. So we get Tentomon saying,
Digimon, Digivolve 2! Oh, forget it.
and I like it, because it reminds me of Digivolve 2, Kabu, never mind. I like it. It's kind of funny, instead of him just saying, Tentomon Digivolve 2, oh, didn't work. But yeah, so he sort of addresses this, like what you just said before, about how they probably can't Digivolve because they're close to the towers anyway, instead of implying that it's just the D3. So Digimon saves them, and Tentomon evolves because he's further away from the towers, and Ken says, that's Kabuterimon. I have nice data now, and he flies off. Ooh. So they go home, and Tentomon says he's just going to stay behind and scout the area. Wizarmon, thanks notes. Hikari and Tailmon remember Wizardmon's warning about hurrying, and doing this quickly. Takeru suggests coming up with a plan, but instead of Tailmon and Hikari remembering what Wizardmon said the last episode, they say if they destroy the base, the control spires won't work. When is this ever said?
Never.
Like, where is this logic? Like,
I can kind of
from?
understand why they would think that, but as like a basic idea, you destroy the control base, the spires, whatever. But I think it's fairly clear that the D3 that he's holding is doing it.
So then they say they should stay in the digital world until the base is being destroyed. And then Iori's like, while we zoom in on Miyako's face looking worried, Iori says how his mum will get worried if he's gone. And in the dub, this is more or less the same, except he says that he hasn't missed a tuna casserole night for 2 years. And his mum will get worried if he misses out.
Thanks, Iori.
Thanks.
That was really important.
Thanks, Cody, more like. So
no wonder people don't like you.
So Taichi suggests that they go camping, and they just tell the parents that they're camping. Then Koshiro's mum comes in, and again, they hide their Digimon, and they're all in weird poses, and their Digimon are cute, and they pretend to be plush toys.
Isn't it like Kari and Miyako are like arm wrestling?
No, Kari and Daisuke are like dancing, and
It's Kari and somebody are on the ground arm wrestling.
Kari's dancing with Davis.
There are two dudes on the ground doing that.
Yeah, it's
Who
not
am I
Kari.
thinking of?
It's not Kari.
Is it Miyako and somebody else?
Miyako and Tai.
Okay.
And then Iori's watching,
Duly
and
noted.
Koshiro's holding all the plush toy Digimon. Koshiro's me. So Takeru and Yamato ask their dad to take them camping, and while Daisuke is packing, Jun wants to come with him.
She's like, and Matt's gonna be there? He's like, yeah. And you're gonna be there? Yeah. Can I go? Yeah, okay, just leave me alone.
Yeah, so she seems a lot more forceful with her going instead of like, she seems a little bit more sneaky in the original. Like, she's sort of like, oh, really?
About that.
Then in the dub, she straight up says, can I go too?
Which, like, I feel like her treatment is so much meaner in the English one, because we'll get to it, like, they trick her into not going, basically. But Davis did say she could go.
Yeah, she says, yeah, you can go. Away! But that very much can be taken out of context. Like, you can definitely say, oh, yeah, he said I could go.
You can go. And then she goes, she just switches off. Great, I'm gonna see Matt.
Yeah.
Do stuff. Camping.
So Miyako's in bed, and she's remembering that they'll stay in the digital world until they defeat the Kaiser. And she says she has to do her best. She's sort of energetic about this. But in the dub, Yoli seems quite worried about missing her soap operas.
She does. And then she goes, I can do it. Goes to sleep. And in her head she just goes, go Yoli, go Yoli, go. Go Yoli,
I
go
know.
Yoli, go.
She's still my favourite.
She shouldn't be.
Out of the three kids, who's your favourite?
By process of elimination, Iori.
Oh.
Not because he's good, but because the other two are terrible.
Oh. So Jun shows up at the car when Taichi and the others are going, and Jun says she's going too. But in the dub, Matt, Tai and Izzy are saying how Matt must have the girls chase after him all day, and Tai says, "Yeah, I know how he feels." Do you, Tai?
No, he doesn't.
So Koshiro and Taichi are laughing at Yamato while he's lying to Jun. Yamato asks Jun to do him a favour, turn around, close your eyes and count to 10. Yamato just straight up jumps into Dad's cars and tells him to dive off, and they're gone.
Go!
And that's kind of mean, but like...
It's okay. She's like what? She's a 16.
She's 17.
She's a 17-year-old
she's
chasing...
older. She's far older than he is.
Chasing 13-year-olds?
15.
15-year-olds.
I mean, not far much older, but still 2 years.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've read somewhere that she's 17. But, yeah. So, the children are in the digital world, and they discover the base is gone. And this is sort of, fair enough. In the original, they're like, oh, it's gone. Oh, okay, wonder where it went. Oh, was it here? Oh, okay.
Didn't they already do the cross-referencing that said that it looked like it was moving?
I think in the original.
Yeah, in the original, they're like, it looks like it's moving, and then they get there and they're still surprised. It's weird.
So, in the dub, Davis says...
Are you sure you saw it? Maybe it was a garage.
You mean a mirage?
No, I meant a place where the Digimon Emperor keeps his car.
Can Ken drive now?
No. He's their age.
Yeah, but why
Although
does he have a car?
that said, he could have a license. I mean,
Even if you're a genius, I don't think you can get a license.
in the digital world, you can have anything.
Oh, okay, good point.
He lives there full time.
Okay.
They have really lax driving laws.
Would you drive a car, or would you drive a giant dragon?
I would drive a car on a giant dragon.
Sounds pretty cool.
And then I would die.
So Miyako climbs a dark tower, and she says that she has an idea of what happened to it. It flew away. Hawkmon is worried about her, but Miyako jumps down, and she blames...
Miyako, by the way, is freaking out and just, running around super high energy.
Yep. So Miyako blames Tentomon and says that he's the culprit, and says, you must be the one who moved it. In the dub, they sort of make this a little more fair enough, fair
Reasonable.
instead of a little more reasonable. And she just yells at Tentomon for not working hard enough. So that's a little bit more reasonable there. Hawkmon apologizes for her and says she's trying hard in her own way. But in the dub, Hawkmon can immediately sense that the reason she's acting like this is because she's under a lot of stress and strain. So Miyako goes abseiling down the cliff where the base used to be, and a Dokugumon appears.
Spidermon.
Yep, Spidermon.
Spidermon
does whatever a Spidermon can. Maybe it's a Spidermon does. Anyway, Miyako is scared. It attacks Miyako and Hawkmon jumps in the way, in usual Digimon sacrificing themselves fashion.
Wizardmon, no.
No! And Hawkmon gets hit by the poison. Vmon evolves to Flagramon, gets a dark spiral off Dokugumon, and it escapes. Hawkmon's still unconscious. Miyako says that she'll stay behind, while the others look for the base because she doesn't want to cause any more trouble. Hikari stays behind just in case another Digimon shows up. And this is sort of given reason that she wants to apologise to Miyako about saying how they'll need to be determined. and she started saying, "Oh, sorry if that
That offended you in any way.
Yeah, and, like if it put any unneeded stress on you." But in the dub, it is almost like Kari volunteered to stay behind just to sort of have a go at her.
No, I didn't feel that way. I feel like she was teaching her stuff.
I know, but I feel like, I guess it's more like having a word. Instead of apologising, she's having an important word to her.
Yeah, actually, I like this better.
Really?
I like that she's like she's mentoring the kids who are less experienced. You know,
Oh, yeah.
It was something like, I was where you are. I took
she
things this way
lies.
too. Yeah, she never did any of that stuff.
she never did that.
She pretends to have been similar to Miyako.
Which can either be said in the fact that, is she lying to make Miyako feel bad, like Yoli feel bad,
or
she
her
actually
lies in the script.
It might just be a dub lie. The only time she's actually ever affected anybody is when she was really sick, but she didn't do that on purpose.
No. But still, she tells her, you're winning the battle the wrong way. You're trying. What was it? It's you're too stubborn and straightforward.
Yeah, you're going about trying to win the battle in the wrong way, and she lies and she says that she tried the same thing, but it was the wrong thing to do. I'm like, that's a lie. So Tailmon walks off to look for a herb to cure Hawkmon. Then the other children are looking for the base, and he already sees it at the corner of his eyes, but it just disappeared. Then we see that the Kaiser's looking at Digimon and looking for something called the Digimon Whirlpool. We see Garurumon's legs and Kabuterimon's head show up on the screen. So we're like, oh, what's he doing with those?
And then he goes, heads, I win.
Yeah.
And then Wizarmon goes, we lose. Which is weird, because that's in the dub, by the way. Because Wizarmon has been straight up evil in the dub up until this point. Ken, do you want to go enslave some Digimon and make their lives terrible? You really enjoy that?
I love your Wormmon voice.
If we you said if we took over the Digimon, you'd let me drive the Edgemon.
Yeah, okay.
So can I drive? Like, he's strictly benefiting from the suffering of others. He was evil, so I don't know if it's implying that he's actually good, because it's too late.
So then Hawkmon wakes up, Miyako says sorry, and Hawkmon says not to worry. In the dub, instead of, Hawkmon saying do not worry, Hawkmon's saying just get off my tail. So Tailmon returns with the antidote.
Oh, and then also in the dub, he just laughs a lot.
Yeah, because they can't take a serious... It's not a serious situation. Tailmon returns with the antidote, and by that I mean catnip in the dub.
So I have the antidote, and there's this weird moment where Kari goes, no, just give them some time, which is to say, I know he's poisoned, and you have the antidote, but just don't give it to him for a bit. But in the English, Garamon comes back and goes, I found catnip! And you're like, wait, that's what you were doing? Also, it'll cure it. Like, are you sure you're not just using that as an excuse to get really high?
So Miyako explains that it's because she got so nervous about facing the Kaiser, she acted stupid. She says she's worried that she's a bad partner, and Hawkmon says that that's just how she is, and that he likes her that way. In the dub, it's sort of lessened that she was under stress, and she just says that she wanted to prove that she's as strong as everybody else.
I like the idea that she was really hyped up to this fight. That she's confronted with the reality of it. Say even in the small case for the spider, and she panics and freaks out, and she's not as brave as she thinks she is. And I think that's really cool.
So you prefer the dub again?
No, they both do it similarly, because she's preparing to get the Digimon. She's doing the punch kick. I'm gonna beat the Emperor, and then she fights a spider, and she's not scared because it's a spider. She's scared because it's adversity.
So the antidote works, and then they hear a sound, and the girl sees something in the sky.
The antidote to the poison works, and that's why they have to bandage Hawkmon's chest.
No, he gets out of the bandage. We see after he takes the antidote, he takes off the bandage.
Well, was the bandage stopping the poison?
Yes, we saw him with the bandage when Daisuke and the others left.
I know, but a bandage doesn't stop poison.
He probably had an opening or something they had to bandage up. Anyway,
it was a ray.
I know, but it looked. It definitely looked.
It looked at least once.
So in the original, Hawkmon says "bingo," right, Miyako? Because that's what she says. But in the dub, Hawkmon says that, oh Yoli, you were right about the base flying off. Then we see the Kaiser looking at his screen, and he says, ah yes, my original Digimon. But in the dub, he calls it his ultimate program.
I prefer it being referred to as a program, because, it doesn't sound quite so stupid. It's like, look at this Digimon I made. It's stolen from all of theirs.
So what did you think of this episode as someone who was new to Digimon?
It was fine. It's the best of the I have a problem that is introduced and then solved immediately in the same episode arc that all the new characters have gotten to character build. I'm pretty sure almost everyone in Adventure got multiple episodes where like their problems introduced, and over the course of the season they would grow as characters and kind of develop away from it. Whereas O2 has this problem where they go, this is the characters and their personalities, and then you'll get to an episode and they'll give you a new trait that's a problem and then solve it immediately. Like I couldn't have seen this happening in any other episode. There's nothing that would have really... Yoli is more energetic this episode. She's more stubborn. She's much more amplified. And then at the end, when she learns, she goes back down to where she started. Not changing as a character, but reverting to who she normally is.
And how do you think this episode compared to what you said about Obnoxious Synopsis?
So, I guess it would be Yoli centered. That was correct. I said we would see the base. Yeah. It said it'd be floating. Yep. I said that Yoli would be chasing it. That is not true. It was the other kids chasing it almost entirely. She was just kind of... She right at the beginning, but she never actually saw it. I said Monochromon or Edramon would be back. That was wrong. It was Dividramon, of all things, and Spider. I said I hope it'd be good, but I thought it'd be boring. That is wrong. It was better than I expected by a long way. As I said, it's the best of the weird... It was not a filler arc, because obviously stuff happens, but not a lot. But it felt a lot like many of the filler episodes where a character would show an emotional hurdle that they never had before, and then immediately get over it. Pretty much, that's how all of the episodes with the Digimentals went, and this is the best one of those. I think because it wasn't shoehorned into needing to be under a particular emotion, it could just be her personality in general. So, as a score goes, I think I proposed a 5.
Yeah.
I think a 7 is fair.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 as well, and I thought you'd probably give it a similar score.
I liked that. And again, it's something that's a big deal, is that any fight that happens feels like it belongs, and that it's important to the show. And the only fight here was with the big spider, which I like, as I prefer that to Yoli taking on the Digimon Emperor directly, because it's such a lower threat. And if that can make her panic, then you have opportunity to build her character up. But like she's instantly gotten over it, and it'll probably never come up again because it's done now. Davis's aversion to friendship has never come up again.
These are two, we haven't had many high rating episodes like this for a while. 2 episodes that are both, above 6.
Yeah, well, it happens sometimes.
Do you think the quality is going to start going up again?
I think that we're going to conclude this Digimon Emperor arc fairly soon, and then if I like Ken's character, I think the introduction of Ken to the group could be really, really interesting, and he could do a lot of cool stuff, and that could provide a lot of high scores. And then we're going to be introduced to the real bad guy of the show in the second half of the season, and that might just kill me. If we have another Vandemon situation, it might just kill me. Because the Digimon Emperor makes sense. I mean, when you get the Dark Spore, the Dark Seed or whatever, and you understand all that stuff as well. But, there's always... Every new bad guy they introduce, you introduce another potential, trash disaster. Another space virus who has ultimate power and doesn't use it. Another Vandemon who constantly throws away opportunities to kill the kids. The Digimon Emperor, as much crap as I give him, has by and large used most opportunities as best he can, and if he hasn't, it's because of a clear reason. You go, emotional torture or whatever it is.
Right. So, we didn't meet any new Digimon in these episodes. So, how about we talk about the armor evolutions? Do you think the first set of armor evolutions were better, or the second? Design-wise, but also usability-wise.
I think Halseymon's really boring. I think that Shrimon's much cooler.
Yeah.
But Halseymon's makes more sense when you look at Hawkmon. It doesn't actually make sense how he could have turned into that. There's nothing bird-like. You've got your bird, which turned into a plant ninja. There's no relation to them whatsoever. Let's see, I think Flamedramon makes more sense because Vmon stands on 2 feet, but by and large they're very similar. And I think that the Flamedramon Lydramon thing should have kind of been how it went, where they're really similar, but just with just enough differences that you go, okay, that's what's going on. But you've got Digmon, who's very cool, and then Submarimon is just is still too different. It's because it's mostly silver. And it's got... If it had a drill on the front of its face...
It does. He has the
No, it has a harpoon.
It can be used as a drill.
But yeah, so it's not the right color scheme, that sort of stuff. Halseymonn going into... Whatchamacallit? into Shurimon
Shurimon.
doesn't make any sense at all.
Looks cool though.
Although Shurimon is the only cool one out of the second, and I think that TK and Kari's ones being like basically horse versions of the original sucks. I don't like either of them. A Sphinx makes sense. I still don't like it. Especially...
I didn't even consider Nefertimon and Pegasusmon in this discussion, to be honest. I was only considering like the new kids. I think the second set seem more useful because, you know, we've got someone you can run on, which is Ragemon. We've got someone we can go into the water in. We have like a flying ninja.
But Holzmon already flew.
I know.
And it flew better.
I know, but like I have to choose a set. I can't choose.
Oh, is that how it works? I thought you could just pick one at a time.
No. I mean, my ideal team would be Holzmon, Ragemon, and Submarimon.
I guess that makes sense. But isn't Flaydramon a better fighter?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
I think
Lydramon
so.
just a horse essentially?
Lydramon's fast.
Alright, everyone, join us for the next episode of Beyond the Boundary. An old enemy returns.
Or Composite Monster, Chimeramon.
And The Darkness Before Dawn.
Or Transcendent Evolution, Golden Magnamon. I should have probably
Holy shit.
kept that from you.
Holy, that sounds awesome.
Also, surprise, we're going to be doing 3 episodes next week.
Also, I called it The Crest of Kindness.
Or Goodbye, Ken. So yeah, we're doing these 3 episodes and then the movie, because the third movie goes straight after that. So the movie's going to be not next week, but the week after. So episode 40 will be on Hurricane Touchdown. So yeah, watching those 3. So Composite Monster, Chimeramon, Transcendent Evolution, Golden Magnamon, who is, I believe, an ice cream. And Goodbye, Ken. So the show notes will be linked in the description. Thanks to our lovely patrons, Sophie Padamon, Wu Qinglong, who you can follow on Twitch, twitch.tv, WUQINGLONG, Metal Marmimon, Joe, Thunder, Penguin Mage, Anime Guy, who has a YouTube, which is Anime Guy Kurosaki 1, that is the number 1, and Chuckmon. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.